Welcome to another dramatic reading of the Roleplay Solemn's recommended reading. Today we are reading week 15, The Prince of Miklagard. My brother will get us killed. My brother will get us killed. My brother will get us killed. Over and over, the thought echoed. Prince Jordan loved his brother, but the younger prince could be rash. My brother will get us killed. After their father's death, it had fallen on Jordan to raise the two of them. Well, not exactly. They were princes. They had a whole castle to raise them, knights to show them the ways of wars, cooks to prepare their meals, servants to clean their quarters, dress them, to attend to their every need, but nobody to trust. Their lands had been occupied for 2 generations before Jordan took charge. Took charge. What a disappointing thought that was. Once upon a time, it would have been ascended the throne. But that died along with his great-grandfather. Prince Zeldir had taken the death of their father poorly and blamed the occupying forces of Varasi for their death, which isn't too far from the truth. Perhaps if I had sent him away to be a ward at Tarnwood, he could have been more level-headed. This is not his fault. But he's a grown man now, and I cannot keep acting like he's a child. My brother will get us killed. Jordan loved his brother dearly. The 15-year-old was the only family left to the prince. Despite his advanced age of 26, Jordan had taken no wife and sired no offspring. Their parents had been buried a decade ago, their aunt and cousin taken by bandits on the way to the memorial. The last 10 years had been rough on both of them, but more so on the younger prince. He had always been a troublemaker, so when he came to age, Prince Jordan sent him off to govern Oros, in hope that the increased responsibility would temper him and teach him responsibility for their people. Truth be told, the idea wasn't Jordan's, but the brainchild of Maris Findlemaker, the appointed Shafi from Lord Ferris. Maris, a gray-haired man with a long crooked nose, beady grey eyes that darted to and fro like a rat, and a penchant to snicker at the problems of the common folk, was undoubtedly a spy, and his appointment came with certain understandings. Jordan would keep his position as warden of Miklagard and its lands, but Maris would act as first Shafi, and would act as warden while Jordan was away. The last one was tricky. It meant that Jordan rarely visited his lands and his people, which weakened his grip in the region. When he did leave, those who came to seek counsel would instead deal with the Gilded Rat, as he had become known. Stay and govern from the capital, and people would call the prince a lapdog, or worse, a puppet for Ferris. Go and visit the lands and lords, and people would call him a coward who left an agent of the enemy to rule while he was off feasting, hunting, and enjoying himself. My brother will get us killed. Zeldir was about to change all that. In a rare breath of fresh air, Maris had traveled to Aros to visit with Zeldir and oversee the appointment of another one of Ferris's agents to first Shafi to Zeldir. The journey between the cities took a few days by griffin, the turn of a moon for a single rider on horseback, and another fortnight for a proper caravan, but only a matter of seconds for an agent of Ferris. Not a week after, a message had arrived by pigeon. Zeldir had bound Maris in shackles and left him to rot in the dungeons awaiting execution. Jordan had convinced his brother the occupied kingdoms would see them as divided and weak if Zeldir executed Findlemaker without Jordan there. So the execution was stayed while Jordan made the long journey to Aros. Jordan knew Zeldir had no love for the Findlemaker, but it did not cross his mind that his younger brother would do something so rash. Zeldir had a great many supporters who felt similarly about Maris, Ferris, and the occupying forces. Supporters who would readily take up arms to what? They were one occupied kingdom without magic against the might, spread out as it may be, of the goddess of destruction herself. 1,000 spears might be raised, but with no clerics, no wizards, their griffins long dead, they might as well be children against knights. My brother will get us killed. Ferris was like to learn, if he hadn't already, of this treachery. Would they be executed? Would they be tortured? Would they be left to Lady Felicity? What will our people think if I do this thing? My brother may be only 15, but there are enough simple-minded fools who would follow him that war might break out. No, I must shed as little blood as possible. The spires of Aros loomed on the horizon. It had been almost 2 moons since the pigeon had arrived, and so far Zeldir hadn't drawn blood publicly. Stranger yet, Ferris hadn't been heard from in some time. Jordan often wondered what the Archmage was thinking. Was this a test? Was he busy? Is he dead? Has he forgotten us? Surely not. Taxes were still being collected, and Varasi officers still walk the streets. He must be waiting for me to deal with this. Should I fail him, we could all die. My brother will get us killed. His life is already forfeit. He's all I have left. And that is the dramatic reading, as it may be, for week 15's recommended reading for Roleplay Solemn. See you guys next time.